Jake Noecker, Andre Petroski, and today is the inaugural, the pilot, the first ever Home of Fights. Hooks and Haymakers. Andre, big fight next week in UFC Atlanta. How you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. Just out here in this peaceful environment, trying to catch a big one. So, yeah, we're good.
Tell the people what we're fishing for today. We're in beautiful New Jersey, the humble abode of Andre Petroski. We got the water in front of us, but what are we fishing for?
So I got the legendary Timmy Williams, the South Jersey Strangler here. He
all snagged up.
The South Jersey Snaggler. We got a sunny and a perch. We're using those as live bait to try to catch a striper. So, yeah, wish us luck. Wish us luck.
We got striped bass. We got snakeheads, probably largemouth in here. I don't know. We'll
get
at
least
least
catfish too.
Catfish. We'll get at least a perch or a sunny on camera. But the way we're going to do this series is obviously I'll interview you, but also a little competition. Whoever gets more fish wins. And on top of that, I'm going to keep a track out of all the fighters who fish on the show, myself, my catches on the show. Biggest fish is a champion, and most fish is a champion. So.
Okay.
We'll see if you're a pound-for-pound best UFC fisher. But, Andre, I guess just tell me about, like, this spot first. Because, like I said when I got here, beautiful spot. You got the creek, nice yard, beautiful house. And, like, most importantly, you got kids growing up here. So how important is that for you to have this environment for them?
Yeah, I think, like, especially with today, with, like, you know, technology, social media, like, kids are just, like, on their tablets all the time. It's, like, easy. Yeah. It's almost easy to just like, all right, here, I'm gonna put a tablet in his kid's face and he's gonna be busy for the next hour and he's not gonna bug me. So we try to avoid that as much as we can. We don't like do tablets and stuff. So this is paradise for, you know, if you wanna be playing outside and enjoying the great outdoors. We're on the water here. This is Mancua Creek and this leads right out to the Delaware River. So I drop my jet skis in and I can take it to the Delaware River in like 25 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. This is, I'm an adult child myself. I would have loved growing up here, man. I want to talk about this fight first, and then we'll get into some deeper stuff. But a week and a half out, not even. I guess for a week from now, you'll be in Atlanta cutting weight for the next day. So how are you like this zen a week out? Obviously, you're only taking a couple hours off of training. You've been training like a dog. But like, I don't know. If I'm a week out from freaking Grappling Industries, I'm not doing this. You got a UFC fight. How are you just chill like this?
This is my 11th UFC fight. So I've been, you know what I mean? It's
you get used to it.
It's pretty normal to me. I'm pretty comfortable with the whole process. I had a full camp, so everything's going well. And yeah, I know that now is the time to rest up. Like things are gonna get hectic. So you gotta prepare yourself. Prepare your mind for the battle.
And this week's UFC 316, why not be on the Newark card, which is like, you know, 45 minutes away? Why are you going down to Atlanta instead? Yeah,
so this is the first fight on my new contract. And I asked for, you know, 4 things, and they gave me 3 of the 4. So okay. Obviously being on the Newark card was one of them, but I think that they needed more guys on the Atlanta card. So. Yeah. You know, when you get 3 out of 4, you don't complain.
Can you tell me what the other 3 were?
The opponent. You know, I asked for Shahbazyan. I gave him 3 or 4 options, but Shahbazyan was one of them. I forget what else.
Money, probably?
Yeah, obviously, like a new contract, obviously money, but yeah.
So why, because I was going to ask, like, how did this matchup happen? You said you asked for it. Why Shahbazyan?
I think he was... he's a big name, one. Yeah. Every time he fights, like, he's on the main card. Mm-hmm. And that was like, I want to be on the main card. I want to have more eyes on my fights. And I just think that I match up really well against him.
And, like, he's young, like, I don't know, I guess not super young anymore, but he's, like, you know, an up-and-coming prospect. He was like Ronda Rousey's prodigy, so to speak. So, like, why call out, like, a hungry prospect like that rather than, it's not like you're old by any means, but you're an established veteran, so to speak. So why go after someone like that?
I mean, even though he's young, like he's got a lot of miles on him. You know what I mean? Like he's been beat a few times. It's a good fight. It's a good name. It's a good matchup. Yeah, I like the challenge.
This will be 4 in a row. You're 8-2 in the UFC right now, so that would be 9-2 with the win. You do UFC a lot of favors. Short notice fights, going to Atlanta, whatever it be. Do you think with a win here, especially like a dominant win here, it's time they give you a favor in terms of like that ranked opponent, that next step?
I want whatever's going to make me the most money. Like,
money's your thing?
Obviously, Bo Nickal has defeated himself. Yeah. So that doesn't really interest me as much as it used to. I wanted to be the one to take his 0 away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Whatever's going to make me the most money, whatever's exciting. Like, there's a lot of good matchups, for sure.
Are you one of the people that thinks Bo Nickal truly got fraud checked there and like that's why you're not interested, or you just don't want it because of the stock lost?
To be honest, I think he got fraud checked way before DDP.
Oh, yeah?
I think, or not DDP.
RDR.
I think he got exposed a little bit against Cody Brundage. Like, even though he won the fight, like, I think he kind of showed that like he was fading a little bit towards the end of that, or the middle of that second round. But yeah, I don't know.
This is your what? I don't know, 10th fight in like 3 or 4 years or something like that. Like, why is staying active important for you? Is that like competition based to stay fresh, or is that more like the mentality like I got to feed my family type of thing?
Yeah, I think like now my family eats well, so I just like staying busy, man. I've always been like a very wouldn't even say hardworking is like the right word, but like I've always been a rambunctious. I got to be doing something. I always got to be having a job or a project or a goal. I always got to have a goal. Yeah, if I'm not working towards something, it's like I get lost easily.
This is already your second one of the year. Do you want more after this, I assume?
Yeah, I would love to come back, you know, in the winter or the fall, yeah.
Any particular, I know we just kind of talked about this with the ranked opponents and Bo, but are there any other names that are
Nah, not right now. No? Not right now.
If we go back, I guess like, what got you into this? Like, was it anything to do with childhood? Was there a specific event? Like, how did you get involved with combat sports?
So I grew up wrestling my whole life. My dad was wrestled at Penn State, but he also ran a karate studio. He had some boxing matches, and we grew up watching like the original ECW.
Okay.
The original UFC. Yeah. I remember like we would watch like Uriah Faber and Jens Pulver. So
that was the era I grew up on too.
Yeah, so I grew up like a fan first, and I always wanted to follow. Look at that turtle right there.
Camera, you can't see it, but we got to. Oh, he went away. He was watching the interview. We had an audience member, man.
So, yeah, I just remember like being a fan first and always wanting to like fight and such. But when I was younger, the focus was always on wrestling. And so once wrestling was over, there was like a one of the alumni at the college that was doing jiu-jitsu and fighting at the time, and I hit him up, and he took me to like one of my first jiu-jitsu schools, and I just became like addicted right away.
Yeah. And what about before all this? Like, I don't even really know this about you. Like, what was your childhood like? Like mom, dad, like at home? Like I don't know. What was little?
Yeah, mom and dad. I was like, from pretty early on, I was like, it was obvious that like I was really into wrestling and
little
like,
shithead.
I was, yeah, for sure, for sure. But I was very like serious about wrestling. Like I loved wrestling, blah, blah, blah. So most of my childhood, I have an older brother. He's 3 years older than me. But like I was mostly with my dad wrestling, and my brother was usually with my mom.
Yeah.
So my dad pretty much raised me most of the time. And yeah, I just grew up. He was a power lifter. He ran a karate studio. He was a wrestling coach. So those were really what I grew up doing.
Is your dad around still?
Yeah, he's still around. Yeah.
And he used to give you money for every bloody nose you got on a takedown, right? Explain that.
Yeah. So like just like one example, like teaching head position, right? Like you on a double leg, like you want to bury your nose in their stomach. Yeah. So he would be like, "That's funny. Where'd you get that? Where did you hear that? I told you that."
I'm pretty sure you told me that at a seminar you taught.
Yeah. So he would be like, "Yo, every bloody nose you get, $5." And basically, bloody nose means that your head was in the right position. You buried your nose in there. Now we teach it, when I teach the kids, I say engage your eyebrows. Like drive your eyebrows through your target.
Instead of breaking kids' noses. That's nice. Thank you, Coach. Another part of your past, and I told you we were going to get a little deeper here, that I don't really know too much about, and I know you've touched on in interviews, but I just talked to Jared Gordon like 2 weeks ago. And you guys have past addiction in common and recovering addicts. So are you able to like talk about that, even like more so specifically like what that looked like on a daily basis for you?
Yeah, for sure.
Dive in.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty far removed. I got clean in 2018.
What were you like primarily on?
Mostly heroin, opiates.
Opioids,
Opioids most of my life.
What year? Like, how old were you when that started?
I remember the first time that I did them. My neighbor, I was probably like 16, like a freshman in high school, and my neighbor's mom would just give us Oxy 80s.
Mrs. Jenkins.
Right. So. You know, when you're 16 years old.
80s, oh my God.
Yeah, so this is way back. This is like, you know, the Oxy era was, you know, before, like 2006, 2007.
That's a strong pill, though.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, you have 5 kids, you could split that, everybody's gone. So that was kind of my introduction to it, and not to take all the blame away from myself. I think that I've always had that, whatever you want to call it, whether it's like the void or. You know, you got a fire inside you.
An addictive personality.
Addictive personality. I got it all. Whatever you want to call it, the void, the addictive personality. I got all that.
Yep.
And that's, on one hand, that's what made me a terrible addict, but on the other hand, that's what makes me a great fighter.
Yeah,
like
the
I got
dedication.
that fire. Yeah.
Now, getting clean, staying clean. Obviously, it's even if it's far removed, it's a never-ending battle. They say 1 day at a time in recovery. So, like, how did that process start, and how do you stay off of all that now?
So I was arrested, and then from the holding cell, they transferred me. I went to a treatment center. I went to Malvern Institute.
Okay.
I was out on it's called a drug bond, a drug bail, and from there I went to a recovery house, and then, you know, I met people and got the help I needed, and found a program and found God, and I have a relationship with God now. Like, it's nothing, you know, nothing crazy, but just someone I talk to every day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, it's like a personal relationship.
You're not a born again, but you have that in your life.
Yeah, I'm not like shoving it down people's throats. Sure, you know what I mean? Sure. Like, if you want help, you know, if you want to know what worked for me, like, I'll tell you. Like, this ability to wake up every day and say, like, yo, God, like, keep me clean today. Like, keep me away from the bad shit. And then at the end of the night say, yo, thanks, I have a great life. Like, sometimes it's as simple as that. So for me, it's just like a personal relationship. I don't fucking scream it at the top of a mountain like, you gotta find Jesus. It's not like that for me. But yeah, that's basically how it started. I met my girlfriend in recovery, and yeah, we're so far removed. We got 3 kids now. Like, it seems like a long time ago. Yeah.
That rock bottom, that arrest, was that anything like crazy or just like?
Yeah. So I was like, I was still fighting at the time.
What, amateur?
Yeah, I had. I was just doing whatever I could get, like just to get some money. Like, I would, you know, even if I made like $2,000 off a fight, like that would keep me well for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't even really getting high. I was just getting well every day. Yeah. Like, I was so addicted.
Like, you needed the drugs to feel normal.
Yeah, dude, bad. It was a job. It wasn't fun. Like,
yeah, no.
It was behind closed doors, like a job. Like, you get done practice late at night, and it's late. You can't go home. You got to go cop for tomorrow, or else you're gonna be sick. Like, it was just not fun. So, yeah. I forget where I was at.
The arrest.
Yeah, so I was trying to stop, and I had this one last kickboxing fight, and I basically was like, yo, I'm gonna do this kickboxing fight, and then I'm gonna do like my last effort to try to stop on my own at home. I'm trying to kick at home on the couch, and I made it like 3 days, and I just I never could see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I was just always, it was just terrible, and so I ended up, you know, copping, going down the way, and I went with this kid, and that was like the miracle, because I usually never got high with anyone else, but I went down with one of my friends, and I overdosed on the way back from Kensington, and he called the paramedics, and when the paramedics got there and I came to, I freaked out. Like I kind of saw what the situation was and everything that was in the car, and I saw the cops and the ambulance were there, and I was like, oh shit, I'm in bad spot right now. So one of the medics was like, hey, you want to go to the hospital? I was like, no, I'm okay. She was like, okay, as long as you sign this paper, you got to step out of the car, sign this paper saying you refuse treatment.
Sure.
You can go. And so I step out of the car, throw the clipboard up in the air, and just start booking it. This is like on the side of McDade Boulevard. Yeah, so I start running, and this cop was behind the van, and he jacks me up against the ambulance, puts a stun gun on the back of my head.
That'll do it.
I piss myself.
That'll do it.
So that was the start of it. So then they took me to jail, and yeah, that was the start of some common sense coming into my. Yeah, they woke me up with that. That's
Sometimes
for sure.
you just gotta piss yourself.
Sometimes you just gotta piss yourself to realize what you're doing.
Now, was it ever like bad enough to a point where you went into a fight or a competition, either coming off of it or high in general?
I was high for every fight.
Really?
Yeah, as an amateur, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like, did that stop specifically when you went pro because you felt you had to take it serious, or that's
Well,
just what happened?
as an amateur, I never got drug tested. And that was part of the reason I never went pro either, was because I was afraid to get drug tested. Like, I was always afraid, like, if I failed a drug test, what... And I used to sit there and, like, look up, like if there was other addicts in the UFC.
Sure.
And I would find, like, is there anyone on Suboxone? Like, that was, like, my best bet.
I'm sure that wasn't widely known back then either at all.
No, so it was like my best shot was like to be able to get on Suboxone and be chemically dependent on a substance that could be subscribed to me. Like I had no hope. Like the hope of me being clean was just like nothing.
Yeah.
I tried so many times. So the moral of the story was, I was amateur. I stayed amateur for a long time, but yeah. So thank God that this all came to a head, and in the process of getting clean and off drugs, I was able to turn pro, and now I've had a great career. Like, I mean, my life's incredible.
Well, I was gonna say heroin might be a PED because you had a great amateur career, but you've also had a great pro career.
Yeah.
So don't do heroin. I think that's a safe moral of the story.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you more in a second, but fish update, nothing yet. It's midday. If we want to be real serious about this, we'll do it in the morning or in the evening, but we're gonna get a fish. I'm just saying, nothing yet. Back to this interview.
Oh, and barbecue.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll get it. They're catching some sunnies over there. We'll break that stuff out later if we need to.
The
But
South Jersey Snaggler's working hard.
he did just get a stick, pretty big stick too. Put that thing on the mantle. Now, did this coming out of recovery and starting, combat sports in general? Like, how did you? I guess who did you end up with first? Jonathan Webb, John Marquez, or good old Eddy Torres?
So, yeah, like in the beginning, I came back and I had my first 5 fights around here. I got all finishes. I went 5-0. I was still with Balance at the time.
Okay.
And in the beginning of COVID, Balance shut their doors. They closed down.
I forgot the Gracies were involved, so that was me. But go ahead.
So they closed their doors, and me and Joey at the time, and a couple other of us, James Lyons, Ben Coyle, we all left Balance and went to Marquez because they were still open and they were still training.
Yeah.
And that's when I met Sean originally and started training with Sean Brady. And yeah, now then through being there, I met Eddy and Jonathan, and now it's kind of just like one big team.
So
Yeah.
John Marquez actually staying open, sticking it to the man is the reason he has this UFC squad today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
John Marquez, you the man. Fuck the government. Safe to say. Safe to
right.
say.
Yeah.
So you and Eddy. Eddy's actually over there right now, barbecuing it up. You guys have a great relationship. He's a good mentor. Taylor Samarco in that gym too. Just talk to me about that Taino relationship.
It's good, man. Like I get a lot of one-on-one work.
Yeah.
A
A lot of attention.
Nothing against Philly, but like there's a lot of guys over there. Like, dude, that's a crop of killers. Like we have 6 UFC fighters, and there's 100 fighters in that gym. So it's like
It's crazy.
there's a lot of training, but it's tough. John is spread thin. Like John can only do so much for every individual guy, and he does his best, man. Like he really tries. But Eddy gives me a lot of one-on-one work, like the pad work. Sits down and watches film, study his film with me a lot. So, yeah, it's a huge. Eddy's a huge asset to have. I was lucky to get my black belt from Eddy and Jonathan. Those were huge assets, and yeah, I got Timmy's been coming down and helping me, giving me that long, tall, orthodox kickboxer.
He's a scary looking dude.
Yeah, so yeah, it's been good.
And what was I just gonna say? Sorry, I don't really want to cut this, but I might have to cut this one out because I forgot my question, but I just remembered it, so now I'm gonna ask again. Joe Pyfer and Kelvin.
The CTE is setting in.
White belt in jiu-jitsu, it's already getting to me. I was gonna ask about Joey Pyfer, who's
Yeah.
fighting this weekend in 2 days against
Yeah.
Kelvin Gastelum. How's that fight go down? You know Joey pretty well.
Yeah, I think Joey knocks him out. I know that Gastelum. I don't think Gastelum's ever been knocked out.
I don't think so. I think he's just been chinned and clipped.
Yeah. But Father Time is undefeated.
Yes.
And I think it's Joey's time. I think Joey's career is going this way, and Gastelum's going this way. And yeah, I really like that matchup for Joey.
And I remember what I was going to say 2 seconds ago, too. It was about Marquez. A lot of people don't know this about Marquez. A lot of people see Marquez, and they're like, you know, Joe Pyfer, Jeremiah Wells, Petroski, Sabatini, Nurselton. I hope I remembered Everett, Sean Brady. They don't know that half of that gym is fresh off the boat, like Dagestani, Kyrgyzstani, Kazakhstani. Like,
Yeah.
you guys, that's just a killer
Every
gym.
Stanny you can think of.
It's very interesting about Marquez MMA. It's the spot to be in Philly. But
Yeah.
Joe Pyfer, Kelvin Gastelum, another guy like I just mentioned.
But
Sean.
there's a reason that they're all coming here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I guess why Philly though? Like, you know what I mean?
well, exactly. Why are they coming to Philly?
Is that because like a couple of them came and then said you guys got to come here and they all flocked
Dude,
now?
look at our team's record, bro.
Well, you're 5-0 in the year.
5-0 in the year,
And
and
that's the UFC.
John has created this atmosphere where there's training in this gym. He's in that gym all day long. So like, you know, you come to Philly, you know you're gonna have practice and training twice a day. Like,
It's a hot room too. That's sweaty in there.
it's a great place to train. There's a large Russian community in the Northeast Philly, so these guys have a good setup when they come here, and you know, they're coming here. They're not going to beautiful South Florida. Some guys go to Vegas, but they're coming to Philly.
They want that Philly
because
grit.
the best fighters right now are coming out of Philly.
Sean Brady is one of those best fighters. He, from what I can tell, clearly wants Ian Machado-Garry. Do you think that fight happens, and how do you think it goes?
I personally didn't think that Ian Garry would fight Sean. I just thought it was a terrible matchup for Ian Garry. I don't think Ian Garry's grappling is good enough to compete with Sean.
Okay.
That was my personal opinion. I thought Sean was going to get the winner of Usman and Buckley, which I think is also a great matchup for Sean. But the question is, if they fight.
Who, Usman and Buckley?
You're asking me what would happen if Sean fights.
Oh, if Sean and Ian fight. Yeah.
I think Sean ragdolls him.
You think it's a grapple fest? Or you think
grapple, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough fight for Ian stylistically for sure. But I think the winner of Buckley and Usman makes sense too. Who do you think wins that one, and how do you think that would go against Brady?
Dude, I think Leon Edwards and Gilbert both have way better grappling than Ian Garry. I think Ian Garry's got great
100%.
footwork and great striking. He's a great point fighter. But I mean, Sean's not out there to point fight.
No, he's going to take you down and choke
point
you.
fight. Yeah. So, yeah, I just think that. And what was the second question?
Who do you think wins between Buckley and Usman?
I think, like I said, Father Time's undefeated. And I think that although Usman did look good against Hamzat, I think that Buckley's career is going this way, and Usman's unfortunately is going down.
And Buckley's been a little loud about Brady in your guys' gym. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on Buckley and
Bring it
Marquez?
on, bro. I even said to Sean in the gym, I was like, I know you want Ian Garry, but like Buckley, I think is easy work. I think Buckley is easy work for Sean. Buckley quits. He has shown that before. And dude, if there's anyone that's gonna make you quit, it's Sean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Say what you want about the guy, but he can put a pressure on you that'll make you quit.
Any of those fights are good with me. I just hope he gets his big shot. And Marquez, like I just said, 5-0 in the year, could be 6-0 after this weekend, could be 7-0 after next weekend. There's already talks like Gym of the Year.
Yeah,
Marquez
Gym of the
MMA.
Year. Speaking of Gym of the Year, Eddie, where you going?
You been here the whole time? Eddy Torres, come in here.
Come on, dog.
Come right here in the middle for a second. We got Coach Eddy Torres, owner.
It's not dead.
This is our professional chef. He's on the grill. He's mending the grill right now.
That's what I do. The steaks are done, by the way. Guys, come by.
The steaks are done. Means we're waiting for
We don't got any fish to cook, but we got some steaks.
Not yet. We're working on the fish here. Do we need to take a steak break?
Yo, real quick, you guys got to check out Crick People on Instagram.
What's that?
This is my buddy Jimmy. He's got his own channel, and he talks about life on the crick.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
This is a crick and a half if I've
Yep.
ever seen, bro. This is
Yep.
crick vibes right here. Do we need to take a steak break?
A steak break. I'm down for a steak break.
We're gonna take a steak break, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna get some fucking fish.
Let's
all
do a
right?
steak break.
So, Andre, back from the steak break. Now I want to talk about just essentially what we just did. We went up to your house, had some steak with the fam. How do you balance, because fighting itself isn't easy, right? A lot of training, dedication, nerves, energy, and attention. How do you balance all that with being a father and just a family man?
My girlfriend does mostly everything, pretty much. I love hanging out with the kids for sure, but she does mostly everything as far as.
Oh!
There we go.
Oh!
There we go.
Oh! That's one. That's one for Jake, 0 for Andre, just saying.
Oh shit! I got some work to do now.
And the worst part about it is, Andre, I foul hooked him. He didn't even bite. I just foul hooked him through the eyeball. So, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, he lost an eye.
He's got the eye.
It's all right, it's all right. He's gonna live. Just throw him back in there. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He's all right.
Check the good eye.
He's all right. You got that on camera? It's all right. He did lose an eye in the process, and I don't like to do that with fish, but he's fine. He's fine.
They grow back.
Yeah. They
I
grow
don't know
back.
if you guys knew that, but
That's actually a first for me. I've been fishing for
the eyes grow back.
I've been fishing for a long time, and I never had a fish get caught. He is good now. He was not good for a second. He was on top of the water, but he's good now. So that's 1-0. Jake's with the winning, pound for pound best. So Jamie, kids, Riley's a little older. She can understand it now a little bit. Do they ever, are they ever concerned for your health and safety? I know Jamie's trained, you said, so give me their thoughts there.
I think, they don't really. I don't really think they fully understand, the severity of it. But, they always pray Daddy comes home safe and victorious, so they can get a bunch of toys.
Bunch of free shit.
Bunch of toys.
And what about you? Do you ever think about potential CTE health ramifications? Obviously, it's not as bad as boxing, but
More so for training than the competition.
Explain, yeah.
If I'm gonna, take some damage, I want it to be in the fight, not in the training room. I want to be getting paid to do it. So, I think recently, especially, is we're just being a little bit smarter about the training.
Okay. But even, I don't know, you see movies like Raging Bull, The Wrestler, or whatever. So you're not one of those guys that really thinks it's gonna have a long-term negative impact on you.
I'm sure I'll have some CTE one day, but I'd rather have CTE and be rich than have CTE and be poor. So I'm gonna continue to keep cashing in.
That's the quote of the century right there.
Right.
I guess it's not bad advice, but
CTE is a lot more manageable
Here
when you're rich.
CET? No, dude, CTE, Andre. What is? I know this is you're 33. You got years to think about this, or maybe not. I don't know. How long do you want to fight for?
Right now I'm pretty good. Right now I'm healthy. I don't have any major injuries.
Right.
I haven't been knocked out a bunch of times. I'm coming off 3 wins, 4 after next weekend. So I'm in a good position right now. I mean, the reality of fighting is that you never know if you have 1 fight or 10 fights left.
Because anything can happen.
Anything can happen, but as of now, I'm pretty good. I'm good to keep fighting.
As of now, you want 10 fights still.
I want 10 fights.
And I mean, what does come after fighting? Obviously, you've dipped your feet in the commentary. I've seen you coach before. You have relationships with many gyms. Have you put any thought into that?
I certainly want to help fighters. in some capacity. The idea of owning and running a gym doesn't appeal to me at the moment.
Stressful?
It's stressful, one, but it's like, what am I gonna do? Open up a gym in between
And be
Eddy and Jonathan?
be everyone's
and
competition.
Yeah, like I don't want to do that,
Yeah.
and I don't really want to have to deal with that. So I think that maybe I could be more of an asset as like a manager.
Okay.
You know, I've obviously have some good connections. I know a lot of people. I could help these kids a lot with their careers. Speaking of manager, I have my first fighter, Cam that I'm
Scalio.
managing. Yeah, he's going to be fighting July 12th.
Where at?
In Gettysburg for Fight World.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to be making his pro debut.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Shout out Cam
Yeah.
Scalio, Team Taino.
He's
you don't
fighting
know Cam.
Elijah Gardner, is 1-0. So,
My kid's name is Elijah. That's
yeah, I'm
messed up.
excited. You know, obviously we have Taylor too, and
Taylor Samarco.
and Johnny Rosario has been coming down to train with us, and I'm going to be helping her too.
Good shit.
Yeah, so she's a 7-1 amateur. She's going to be looking to go pro sometime soon as well.
So you already got the prospects in the works.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you and Edmen is a fight where I see, you know, tempers flaring, a bunch of smack talk. Maybe I'm wrong, but have you ever had a fight like that or an opponent that actually like put more motivation in you because you guys just straight up didn't like each other?
The one that comes to mind the most is the Bryan battle fight on The Ultimate Fighter.
You guys get a little chirpy? Well, you guys
Yeah.
are in the same house. So
Yeah, so for those who didn't see that,
He beat you, dude.
yeah, so he
Messed
beat
up,
me.
Andre.
So he beat me, but there was an exchange where he headbutted me.
In the fight or before?
It was an accident, but he still headbutted me in the
Oh,
fight.
I remember this. Yeah, it stopped. Yeah, yeah. I remember
So
this.
they review it, and we go back to the corners. They review it, and they say, "Oh, it was a knee." Yeah. So then he's chirping on the other side of the cage, like, "You're a bitch," blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. So then we fight, and then after the fight's over, they show the highlight of the headbutt.
Oh God.
So first they say it's a knee, and then in the highlights they threw in the headbutt.
Yeah, you can't hide replay.
Yep.
Now,
So they knew what they were doing.
has there? Well, I mean, maybe I'll ask this first. Do you ever want that fight back, maybe, or
I mean, absolutely, but it's funny, Nursultan actually just got that fight.
is that official? Because I knew that was getting talked about.
Maybe not. Maybe I just
Maybe
blew
it's
that.
happening. We don't know. We'll double check that.
Maybe
but
I
that's-
shouldn't have said that, but
Well,
yeah.
that's it's not news. Potentially a fight. That's a banger fight right there, man.
Absolutely. And it's going to be at 170 too. I know Nursultan's been up to 85, but he's going back down to 170, which is crazy.
He can make that. He's a big boy.
He did, and he who did he fight at? Oh, he fought Buckley
Yep.
at 70, and who else did he fight at 170?
I think for his debut, maybe. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think he had one more fight at 70. Other than that, he fought a bunch of fights at 85. Dumas, he fought Stolfitz. He
Just coming off Stolfis, yeah.
Who else was at 85?
I don't have topology on me right now. Don't do it to me. But he's made both weights before.
Yeah.
Another question I have about your fighting career is, has there ever been a moment where you were genuinely like scared in the octagon? Like, does that ring a bell at all?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say every time I fight, there's a little bit of fear there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fighting's kind of terrifying
Yeah.
to an extent. Now, it definitely isn't as terrifying. Like, this is my 11th UFC fight, so, you know, everything's just a little bit more expected.
Sure.
And it's not as terrifying, but yeah, there's still a little bit of a healthy fear there.
So, like, I mean, I've heard fighters say, "No, I never get nerves. I never get fear." I don't know if I ever believe that, but you're honestly saying, like, yeah, you still always get that healthy bit of fear.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I usually, like, my process is like I'm cutting weight and I'm in like a caloric deficit or I'm sucked out, and so like I don't have the energy to be like nervous.
Yeah.
And all I'm focused on is like making weight.
And then fight day comes.
So then I make weight, and then there's like those 2 or 3 hours where like I'm just like, oh, yes, I can drink again. I get rehydrated. I feel better. And then like either that night or the next morning, it'll be like the anticipation will start setting in, and it'll be like, oh man, like the fight's coming, like I'll get a little bit nervous, and then, you know, that whole day, like I'll do the shakeout, I'll try to eat, I'm like a little nervous that whole day. Then usually like, I get to the arena and I'll settle down, like get to the locker room, start warming up, settle down a little bit, I'll be calm again. And then when they call me, I'll get nervous again. I'll be like, all right, it's time.
It's go time.
And then like, once my song comes on and I go to walk out, that's when it goes from nervousness to excitement.
Okay.
So I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Like, this is fucking awesome. Yeah.
Ever been a moment in there, oppositely, where you felt pity, mercy, like you're, I don't know, putting on your opponent that bad? Like, has that ever happened to you?
No.
You know, you don't care. You're like, no, I want to hurt him.
No, my family comes before his. You know what I mean? That kind of. You're just going to keep snagging our lines over there?
I mean, I'm trying to focus on the interview, man.
Okay.
Let me fix this. Sorry, camera. Haha. There we go. We're good.
There we go.
So, no pity, no mercy. Cracking skulls. Family first.
Skulls.
You have a favorite, I mean, it's cliche, but like a favorite moment in your career? Or actually, let me put it this way. What sticks out to you more? A favorite moment or like a least worst moment?
Atlantic City was like tough.
That sucked.
It was awesome because the walkout was so sick.
Yeah.
And like I was doing so good and everybody was there. Obviously the ending was a disappointment. Boston was awesome. Boston was incredible. Like
That was GM3?
beating Mearshart, who had the most submissions in the history of the division. A legend of the sport. Beating him in Boston in front of 20,000 people, that was memorable for sure. Especially Madison Square Garden was another one that was very memorable.
I've been to all these. I feel so special, Andre.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
MSG was definitely cool. I fought Wellington Turman, a Brazilian, and like third round, I'm up probably 2-0, maybe 1-1, and I have his back against the cage, and Daniel's yelling, I'm tired, obviously. And Daniel's yelling, Matt return, like big lift. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'll do it. So I lift him real big, I'm tired. I lift him, I slam him, and the whole crowd's yelling, USA, USA. And I remember just being like, wow, I'm not tired anymore. Like
You got that crowd.
the cheers like literally took the fatigue away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I had like a really good third round there. Yeah, that was a special fight.
I guess I want to switch gears one more time here. Well, not one more time, but again here. And we mentioned this, one of your proudest things is being a father.
Yeah.
I'm a new father, so I can relate now. What does that mean to you, being a dad?
I don't know, I love my kids. I think they're really cool. They're all very different. Like my daughter's like a princess, but you know, she's my first child, so she's special. Like, I love her to death. My son's just mad cool. Like, yeah, he's like, I could already tell, like, the personality difference between the two. Yeah, he's the man. Like, he's fun. Like, he's easy. He's just such a happy kid. And I could tell, like, he's, like, got that boy. It's like a different experience. Like, he'll want to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Riley's ever going to want to be a fighter. But Andre's got a little bit more grit, and like he likes like being rough, you know.
He's only a year old. He's already doing all this?
Yep. Yeah, like sometimes I'll bite him and he'll like laugh and giggle. Yeah, he's funny.
So you just touched on this a little bit. You actually see Andre Jr. fighting someday?
I don't know if he'll want to compete or not. That's totally up to him, but he'll be in the gym regardless. Like even Riley's always in the gym. Like she can throw a punch and a kick at 5 years old, you know what I mean?
Does she have any interest in ever like rolling or training at all?
She does. She takes a class at Team Taino, Eddy's gym.
Yep.
And she does like a 30-minute class a week. It's just like a general MMA class. They hit pads and
It's a good intro.
do different warm-ups. Yeah, it's nothing crazy, but that's about as interested as she is at the moment.
So what advice, if any, would you give to, I don't know, you know, we live in a world of incel men, so to speak, right now. Like, what
Yeah.
advice would you give to somebody who maybe thinks one day they want to be a dad and just don't know how to put it together?
I don't think anyone's ever ready.
Agreed, man.
To be a father. Like, when people are like, I'm just not ready. Like, yeah, no shit.
You're never ready.
There's no preparation. I mean, yeah, I'm sure like people that grew up with like younger siblings, like that would help. But I don't think you're ever really ready. You definitely figure it out, but and I also think that's what part makes this my son a lot easier, is just having the experience of the first one.
Yeah.
And just knowing the mistakes not to make.
This is maybe my deepest question of the day, and this is actually from Roman Abdullayev, who's a Homo Fight guy. He wrote it for Anthony Smith, but I love the question. Would you want Riley, your daughter, to marry somebody like you someday?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, what qualities specifically?
Me now, for sure. Not me when I was a kid.
Not fighting on heroin, just you now.
Not me as a kid, but definitely me now.
Yeah, like what qualities specifically do you think, like, do you appreciate of yourself that you would want her to seek out? So, like, if that makes sense.
I mean, I treat women with respect. You know, I treat her mother well. I'd say I'm fair. I'm fair with her mother. Yeah, I'm an honest person. Like, I value honesty. I work hard. Like, I bust my ass, obviously, or else I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. It surely is not for talent, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, you're pretty talented.
Yeah, but you don't.
Not good looking,
Look,
but talented.
I've trained with way more talented fighters. Like, I've had guys in the gym, in wrestling and fighting, that were way more talented than me.
Yeah.
And you know, they don't make it nearly as far as I have. Not to toot my own horn, but.
No, totally. I was going to say the thing that stands out to me, and really most fighters, is the level of self-discipline. I think that's a good trait that you can't teach someone necessarily unless they're watching it. So, yeah. You know, I think as a father, that's a good trait. But
yeah.
Andre, last thing I really want to do here, and we don't even have to do this, but I want to ask you, just because I know our fans, specifically our stoner fans, what's your favorite conspiracy?
My favorite conspiracy?
Or your favorite thing to talk about? You know, I use the term conspiracy.
I will say for the fellow stoners, if you're in the South Jersey area,
oh, God,
you have to check out Blue Light Dispensary.
This isn't a conspiracy.
In Woodbury.
This sounds like a plug.
This is definitely a plug. They sponsor our podcast. So with that being said, check out our podcast, Tap Out or Cash Out on YouTube. And my favorite conspiracy.
That's a clean plug.
That's a damn good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Jimmy, help me here.
You got pyramids.
How many people are in this water? I see a lot of shoes go by.
That's too local.
There is a conspiracy that there's many bodies in this body of water. So.
And this is the Mancua Creek?
Mancua Creek.
There's bodies in this?
Yep.
Civil War was fought on here. Same with Red Bank.
We're getting.
Franklin used to come through here with his mule.
We don't have a mic on over there, but we're being told in the Mancua Creek that Ben Franklin used to come through here. That there's Civil War. There's bodies in here. So you live on a haunted creek.
That's right.
My ass.
Fishing's good though.
The fishing is good. I got one fish. Andre's got 0.
The fish always have something to eat.
First ever Hooks and Haymakers in the books. Jake, 1 fish. Andre, 0 fish. This was my fault. It was midday. You said to come earlier. I said no, I'm tired. So it's all right, but I'll still take the win. Andre, always got to give you guys the last word. Big fight next week. Anything you'd like to say to everybody?
Just tune in. ESPN. I think the main card starts at 10 o'clock, so it'll be a late one, but it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a great fight.
UFC Atlanta. Andre Petroski versus Edmen Shahbazyan. Don't miss it, June 14th. Thanks for having me to your humble abode. More fish coming soon. Home of Fights, Hooks and Haymakers. Andre Petroski. Bah!